Hi, everybody. Welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're safe and well. Today, I'm continuing my Reflections and Forecast 21 series, where I look back at 2021 and look ahead to 2022 with various life science and pharma leaders to get their views on how last year went and also get some predictions for this year as well. And today, I'm delighted to be joined by Jette Cowan, who is the head of commercial life science at Reading Scientific Services Limited, or RSSL for short, as we will say for the rest of the interview. And I'm delighted to meet her. So Jette, it's lovely to see you. How are you?
Great, lovely to see you too. I'm doing really, really well. Good start to the year, really busy, and the sun is shining where I am at the moment, which is really good.
Yeah, well, I always like to do a little weather report actually for people so they know what the weather's like for where we're interviewing. And actually, it's sunning in Surrey today as well, in Cheam. So there you go, people. If it's raining where you are, I'm sorry to hear it, but it is very sunny where we are, so that's good. Now, Jette, before we start getting your views on the industry and how last year went and some thoughts for this year, would you mind giving viewers one quick overview of RSSL, but also a little bit about your own background as well?
Okay, of course. So let's start with myself. Originally a microbiologist, graduated back home in Denmark because, as my name implies, I'm not British, I am Danish, but I've been here for 30 years. And as I say, I graduated in Copenhagen, and very quickly I got corrupted into the commercial world. And then I've worked with life science, health tech, biotech, med tech, and I got an opportunity to join a company back in '91 in South Wales within this industry, and I jumped at it as a true Viking. I thought I can always go back home if I don't like it, and I'm still here 30 years later. But I have to say I've been really fortunate because I've managed to work a lot across borders. So of course, using my connections and my language and my brotherhood in Scandinavia, I worked a lot with the biopharma and pharma industry back in the Nordics, Northern Europe, but also tapped in a bit to the States. So you know, I followed sort of the life science sector on and off for the last 30 years. And the last 5 years, I've been full back in biopharma. I worked as employed. I have had my own business as a consultant. And, you know, it's given me sort of a full 360 picture of the commercial world within our industry. And so I was very pleased to be offered the opportunity with RSSL back in the autumn last year. And I jumped at it because I think RSSL has such a wealth of opportunity and so many years, as I will mention in a minute, of experience up there. And to take and lead the life science team forward with RSSL is a fantastic and exciting opportunity that I was really pleased to be offered. Because, of course, when I got to the UK, I heard of RSSL, but back then they were very known in the food industry. Oh. And then, of course, organically, it started in the pharmaceutical industry. But we have, as a CRO, got more than 30 years experience in the sector. And it's really to provide R&D, analytical, training and consultancy services to support clients' R&D manufacturing requirements, all the way from preclinical through the phases and into commercialization. And, you know, we work with large clients, large pharma clients, to the smaller biotechs on the various stages, depending on the requirements. So it is really, really exciting place to be.
Well, thank you for that overview and your own background. And you obviously, because of your background, are a perfect person to ask about how the year's gone and also what the trends are going forward. So let's start with my very first question, which is, and it's a very simple one. Describe 2021 in one word and why.
I'm going to choose the word resilience, okay, because I think both personally as well as professionally with RSSL, I think we all have had to be very resilient. You know, 21 was the second year of the pandemic. We got through 2020 and we sort of started coming out the other end, and then we were back in, and it was almost like people were just beginning to live a little again, and then we were back in. So I think resilience is the right word for me personally, and I have to say I'm really proud to be part of the RSSL team because it has been a challenging time for everyone, sure. Both personally and professionally. But we have pulled together as a team. We persevered, so the resilience, perseverance through the tough times, and we've continued to deliver what we stand for, which is excellence in science, quality and service to the whole industry, and as well as support our local communities, as you will hear a bit more later.
Brilliant. Well, that leads us nicely actually to, you mentioned the pandemic. I mean, obviously, as you said, last year was the second year of the pandemic. So most businesses in the first year had to react very quickly, and they put a lot of systems in place. How has the second year of the pandemic, or how did the second year of the pandemic impact RSSL in terms of how you did your business, and actually how you do your business going forward as well?
No, again, it is a really interesting thing, because it was almost like after what happened in 2020, 21 was a year, I would say, the whole industry was playing catch up, because we all got so severely locked down in 2020. Like, the whole industry started coming out, and all the projects and the development plans, and with our clients, were starting to move again. And of course, it's all like gone from almost being really quiet to the opposite. So we have been extremely busy in 21, but I would say the industry is sort of been catching up on the pandemic, and we still then at the same time throughout 21 had to still adhere to the restrictions, remote working and the safety measures, the distancing measures. But we obviously, we were very agile as a business, and we managed to pull through that, and still are. So I think we always will take some good things away from any situation in life. And I think the mixture of working remotely as well as on site, for those people who can, of course, we have got many labs on site, and we do require our colleagues to be on site, and they do so, but there is more flexibility, and I think we have got more flexibility of working generally out there as a nation now, I think. So that's some of the good things to take away.
Right. And looking back on the last 12 months, what have been some of the main achievements then that RSL have sort of done in the marketplace? And you think are great achievements as well from your own personal point of view?
Yeah, I mean, it is really the key achievement, I think, from RSSL point of view, is across the business, as I just meant, how we managed to keep the people safe, our colleagues safe in the working environment, but flex and adapt to maintain our high quality standards, because there were challenges. We couldn't work the way we used to.
Sure.
We had to amend and adapt, and at the same time maintain standards, and still play that critical role in supporting the clients and the industry through the pandemic, and help our clients to get safe drug products to the market really quickly. And then in addition to that, I have to say we're really pleased that we were awarded 2 awards last year. We got the Thames Valley Awards for Employer and Business of the Year 21.
Oh, congratulations. I mean, you mentioned though that you obviously had to still maintain those high standards and look at ways to maintain that. Was there anything that you put in place which you hadn't done before, which helped you to maintain those standards?
I mean, I have to say it's a bit difficult for me to have the oversight, because I am quite the newbie still at RSSL. I only joined RSSL in November last year. So I'm sort of still learning and still getting the snapshot. But I think for everybody, we've all had to change our working environment wherever we were, whatever we were doing. But to actually give you details of it, I don't feel I'm sort of perhaps in the best position to give you such a short background. But, we're still maintaining certain measures now, even with the government relaxing some of theirs. We feel it's important that we still maintain certain standards, at least for now. So we are still wearing masks in the lab, and to support our lab colleagues, we also still wear a mask in admin, because we feel that's only the right thing to do. We will look to change that as we go forward, but we are maintaining certain things just for now. So we're not sort of take a quick measure every time things changes. We're trying to maintain the safety measures that have been in place, just to keep our quality and standards where they are without any fluctuations. As you said, when you went to an event or anywhere else, you can still then suddenly, when you relax measures, then something else happen. And so we choose to just status quo for now, and then slowly but surely, when we can and when we feel safe and ready, then we will move to the next stage.
Sure. All right. Now, looking back at the last 12 months, though, what industry developments or stories and trends have really stood out for you?
So there's one thing in particular that sort of, when you asked that question, to me, it came to my mind first of all, and that is really RNA, because We obviously learned through the vaccines that technology and using RNA therapies, how that has jumped forward as a result of it being used for the COVID vaccines, and the future this has and the potential, hence why we are going to take place in the RNA World Congress in March in Basel, because it is such an exciting area. But that really stood out for me as the one, sort of from a therapies point of view, that really has come forward a lot during the pandemic,
Right.
as a result of the pandemic, really.
Right. Well, that actually leads nicely on to then looking ahead to 2022. So from your perspective, what predictions do you have for the biopharma and pharma sector in 2022? So
I think the whole biologics, cell and gene therapy is just growing. It is the biggest growing area within, the developments in the industry. But what I'm also seeing out there is that the investments in our sector is immense. So people our clients are either investing in additional facilities or in new facilities, whether that's manufacturing or other facilities. We've got, in line with supporting our clients' growth and expansion plans within the sector, we have our own expansion plans, which I can't quite share with you yet,
Sure.
but they are in planning, and we will be able to share those with you soon. But it is really, the whole sector is growing, and it's just great to see, because if you then sort of look at what are the trends, and we know that the UK is the world's third largest biotech hub. So to see the development both in UK and Ireland, incredible the amount of stuff that's happening in Ireland in terms of expansion. So that is really what I see will happen. But it's all, most of it is to support the biologics and the cell and gene therapies.
Right. Okay. And in terms of your specific areas, like in terms of the testing services and the CRO, what key trends and developments do you see in that space?
It's kind of, we just sort of follow what the requirements are that our clients are coming to. And as I mentioned earlier, it's sort of like one of the things I personally am trying to do from my team's point of view is we really want to support all the way through the drug development life cycle. So from pre-clinical development through the phases to commercialization. So from my point of view, if we can go in and support our clients sort of with method development, raw materials testing, even at the development stages, that I see will happen more and more. And then to support the biotech sector and the big pharma companies, with their outsourcing requirements, that is really what I'm sort of thinking is what's going to happen, and it's in the sector we talked about, as well as all the personalized medicine sector. Right.
Okay. I mean, you talked about outsourcing though. Do you see that growing in terms of big pharma outsourcing more and more of their services?
I do. I think both biotechs and the bigger pharma's outsourcing requirements are growing, because they are also focusing on new drug development. So whilst they might still have capabilities and the resources and facilities, they they do choose to outsource and seek outsourcing partners, so they can focus their resources on specific drug development plans that they might have. So it is really across the board, both bigger pharma companies as well as the small biotechs, where they don't have all the resources and rely heavily on outsourcing partners at that stage. But we do see it across the board for sure.
Right. Okay. And what can we expect to see from RSSL? You mentioned obviously you're expanding your facilities this year. So what else can we expect from RSSL?
Well, we will really be getting out there in the industry like you've started yourself, Rizwan. So we will be attending many live events this year. We're also running a lot of hot topic and regulatory webinars. The first one is one that we're running on the 10th of March, which is called The Future of ATMPs. You can, if anyone is interested, register to attend that via our website on the events page. But that is really to see where have we got to with ATMPs, which is part of what we've just talked about. What's the thoughts out in the industry, and where we're heading with it. So we've got one of our own senior scientists involved, but we've also got industry speakers, both from industry and sort of from the consultant and the research background. So it's a really interesting one that I'm looking forward to. So we have loads. We always done quite a lot in the webinar side of things. You might know because you've worked with us, Rizvan. So we're going to continue all our webinars on relevant topics this year in general. Also on the training side, where you probably know of us as well, we do training courses both virtually, but we also be going back to do them face-to-face across different locations in the UK. So not just at Reading. We'll be launching several new courses during the year, specifically in the areas of GMP and auditing, because of course, in the line with what's happening in the industry and the expansion, this sort of seems, you know, that there's a lot of relevance and interest in. We will also be doing things like expanding our testing offering within inhalation, and there's other plans in what we call our innovation funnels. You know, we have a lot of exciting equipment on site that can actually be used for and scope for other things than what originally intended. So we are looking at ways we can support the industry with new innovative offerings, which will come out as and when we are ready in the year. But then, last but not least, we've also welcomed a new furry member to our team. He's called Ajax, and he's a golden retriever puppy. And we're sponsoring him as part of the Dogs for Good puppy partner community scheme. And we're sharing updates on his journey on our social media channels.
Right,
I thought
okay.
I would just share that one because we do like to get involved with our community work, and you know, it's a nice way of doing it as well with our furry friends.
Fantastic. I was expecting to see a little dog pop up then just beside
I
you.
know I should have done. I didn't quite get my icons ready, maybe. So yeah, no, that would have been good. I should have had a little video of him, but you should be able to see Ajax on our social media channels for sure.
Fantastic. All right, well, brilliant. Now, so finally, where can people find out more about RSSL? So you mentioned obviously you've got the training course, you've got the webinars, and you mentioned the website. So where else? And you've got loads of things going on. So I'm guessing is the website the main port of call, or is there other ways that people can get hold of you?
So you are right. The website is, of course, the main port of call. We have on the website, we have a live chat option. In addition,
with a real person, I've been told, actually, it's not a bot either. It's actually someone
not a
real.
bot. Not a bot. And you know, I see, even when I sometimes need to go onto the website because I'm still new and learning, so I see, oh, there's my Jess, or oh, there's so and so, there, you know, because of course it comes up. So sometimes I have been very tempted to write to them, but I haven't sort of done it and taken up the time. But yeah, so live chat with a real person. But you're also very welcome to contact either myself or my team by either calling or emailing our customer services. So you can reach RSSL on 0118 918 4076. That's 0118 918 4076. It's almost like that 118 site. Or you can email inquiries at rssl.com. And we also, I have a link to the live chat, which we can also send you if you contact me on LinkedIn or any of my team.
Brilliant. Thank you, Jette. Well, it's lovely to see you. I'm glad that you're settling in very well, and it sounds very exciting. You've got lots of exciting things going on, and hopefully we can catch up in person at a live event at some point in the future, or maybe even at your offices at some point this year. Who knows?
I would love that. It'd be great to welcome you to our offices, as well as I hope to see you out there at one of the events this spring, and we'll speak to you again soon.
Fantastic. So there you go, viewers. If you'd like to know more about RSSL and what they're doing this year, they've obviously got a lot going on. They've got lots of different services, as Jette mentioned. Then you can check out their website. It has got a live person to talk to, which is actually always quite nice rather than a bot. I have to say that because I've been on it a few times and had exactly the same thing happen to me. And you can also contact them via LinkedIn as well. And they've got a very active LinkedIn page with lots of stuff going on, which shows all the training courses, the webinars, and so on that they're doing as well. So all this time says, Jette, have a fantastic 2022. I look forward to catching up with you soon. Thank you very much.
You too. Speak soon. Take care. Have a good weekend.
You too. And thank you, viewers, for watching. And until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye.